Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with a horse racing selection today from Tampa Bay Downs. I'm going to have two videos out today, guys. And the first video is going to be on Tampa Bay Downs, and the second video, the free pick, will be from Gulfstream Park. Now, obviously, we're in these difficult times, and hopefully everybody's safe with their families and staying at home. And you know what? Horse racing right now is a bit of a distraction for especially the gamblers out there who are used to their daily routine of betting on sports. And it's nice to know that we have horse racing to give us a couple hours to get away from the real world, I guess you can say, for a few hours. And hopefully these videos will give you guys a bit of enjoyment and some education. And hey, I've been doing horse racing since I've been going to the track when I was young. It's always been a passion of mine. I just love horse races. I love the sound of horses when they're coming down the stretch, especially when they're a bunch of like a thundering herd crossing the wire. It's really something to see. And every year I try to go to a couple of tracks. Last year we were at Gulfstream. The year before that, Tampa Bay, Arlington Park in Chicago. So every time we go on vacation, I always like to try to go to one major track and live the experience of that track, and just seeing the always the characters at the track, right? It's just I feel I'm part of that group. When you deal with gamblers, it's special breed. I always say, almost like in horse racing, right? So, all right, let's get to today's free play on Tampa Bay Downs. Before I get to that, guys, I've been tracking my records the last week, and I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis, even when the major sports get back. I've been giving horse racing picks now for 2 years on the website. If you go look at our horse racing section, you'll see that I've been giving out free picks. So it's not something I just started doing recently. And Tampa Bay Downs last week was our best track for winners. Like looking at our record from last week, and this is you see at the top of our page, 96% in the money, meaning that any of our three top selections have been in the money. So hopefully players are recognizing that and they're betting that, and hopefully we're helping you guys win the money. Horse racing is very different. And it's just that like a card like Gulfstream or Tampa Bay Downs, you can have 10, 12 races, 8 races, and every race is very different. It could be a heavy favorite race where there's just no opportunities to make money. It's just the action junkie, right? You just feel like, okay, if I don't bet this race, I'm going to wait another hour for the next one, right? But don't, I always, to me, when you're betting horse races, couple of things that I look for is the jockey. I always go with my buddy's expressions, winners win. And, I like to follow winners, trainers, horses, some of the stats we have here at ATS Stats. If you put your mouse over the horse, they'll show you the record of that horse. And, it's just like, when you hear college football coaches or pro NFL coaches say, you know what, coaches are good, but players win championship. And it's the same in horse racing. The horses, you can get a great jockey, but if he's on a lemon of a horse, then you're not going to do much. But looking at our record last week, our three top selections. So every day, what I do is I give out free picks, and I also have my premium picks in the premium section. And I give out 3 selections, the win, place, or show. And the way you bet those horses, it's up to you. But the way I normally, some clients have been asking me, how do you bet your horses? I'm new to this. Here's how I do it. Now, it all depends on the odds. If I do my handicapping, and then when I'm finished my handicapping, I go look at my picks, and I go look at the 3 selections that I've made, and I look at the odds on those picks, right? Now, if those odds are high, then I'll use some exotic bets, right? Like some exacta, trifectas. And I don't really, get crazy and start wheeling and putting the horses here, and then, back wheel the, 2, 3, 4 and all that stuff. I'm a very simple guy. To me, don't complicate things. Keep it simple, right? The old KISS abbreviation. And what I like to do is if I like a horse, and I'll normally bet that horse to win into place. And I'll just say, okay, for example, this race here, I said, okay, give me the 1, give me to win into place for say $10. So this way, if he comes in at say the morning line on the one horse was like 7-1. Well, if he doesn't win, because at 7-1 he's not a favorite, but if he comes in second, he's probably going to pay more to place than the favorite would, right? and that's, I find, has done really well. But just like normal gambling in sports, you can have good days and bad days, right? But what I normally tend to do with my wagering is that it all depends on the odds and the number of horses in the race. Now, I'll give you an example later on in the Tampa Bay Downs. There's some really good races today with some good odds, and I the one thing you don't want to get caught into is consensus. Like, when you look at a program sheet, you'll see at the bottom the track special guy, handicapper likes 1, 2, 3. Well, if you get caught in that routine, you're gonna, there's a reason why he's a track handicapper, right? If he was that good, and he's gonna give out winners, then you know what? He normally track guys are really good giving, say the winning, or the horses they give, but they don't have a high win percentage, just like everybody else. It's really hard to win in horse racing, just like it is in NBA and NHL. But what you want to do is, I follow consensus, and then I do my picks first, and then I'll look at some of the track guys that I respect. And sometimes I'm really happy that I'm not on the same wavelength. I like to swim against the current. What's the golden rule of sports betting? When everybody goes one way, you go the other way, right? I feel, don't get caught in that rut of say, some of these other sites like DRF and some, HPI, Horseplayer Interactive. They'll have their track guys. And if you get caught in that consensus thinking, then you're part of the same mindset, and you're never going to make money. Sometimes you just gotta, buckle down, take a long shot say in a race, there's 2, 3 favorites. Well, then if you do like 1 or 2 of the favorites, throw in a long shot in that 3 in the parlay, right? Like, for instance, let's say the 8 here was 20-1, and these 2 are heavy favorites. Well, exact the box those plays. So again, back to where I was trying to get off track really easily in these videos. So in this example, I'll bet the 1 horse to win in place, and then I'll do, let's say, now if the odds are good, like say the 1 is 7-1, the 2 is say 2-1, and this is a 3-1. But because I have a 7-1, I'll exact the box it, right? So this way, if the 1-2 comes in, or 2-1, then it's going to pay off a bit, especially if the 1 comes in. If I get horses that are 5-2, 3-2, anything higher than 5-1. You might want to consider it in an exacta box, but do not bet it. I wouldn't go with like a 2-3 or a 2-5 horse. The odds have to really be in your favor, and it's really hard to get examples without having the actual. And I'll do it in one of my horses. Let's get to that in a couple minutes. I just want to show you my record last week. Tampa Bay Downs, we were 96.8 in the money, 92.6 at Gulfstream. Our highest win percentage last week was 69% at Tampa Bay Downs. And you can see right here our payouts. And we were having a good week in the trifectas. Trifectas are really hard to hit. We hit over $208 last week, but 619 in exacta boxes. So really good week in exacta boxes. And I'm adjusting my the way I play now is that if I see a horse, a race where there's a lot of winners, favorites, then I'll just bet them to show, or to win in place. I won't even go exacta boxes. And sometimes when the favorite's so heavy, I won't even bet him, because he can be so heavily favored, and you bet him, and then you lose, then you make no money, and even if he wins, you make like 20 cents, right? But it's the action junkie that really draws you in. Now let's go to today's free horse play at Tampa Bay Downs. I'm gonna go to the 4th race. All right, now of all the 8 races going today, this is the 3rd highest purse. I believe the 5th race has 21,000 purse. So all the top, trainers and jockeys will be on those horses. A $20,000 purse here in the 6th race. So one thing I look to see where all the big purses are, because these trainers and owners want payday, right? They want to get their and you got these claiming races that are 10,000, and with the big boys, the owners, the trainers, they want to if they're going to be at the track that day, they want to get the biggest purse. Now let's go to the 4th race. I'm going to go with the 5th horse, the 5 horse, Astute Warrior. Now, he's got 32 races this year. He's 3-3-6, and he's been in the money 38% of the time. But the reason why I like him is he got Gallardo on him today. Antonio Gallardo, and he's got 345 starts at so far this year. He's won 79, 56 places, 45, and he's got earnings of $1 million. And he's been in the money 52% of the time. Sammy Camacho's here. He's in this on the 6th sort, the Kurt Fox. But 10-1 odds. Something tells me, I love Sammy. If he's made me a lot of money. But I'm going to go with the 5 horse today. And I'm going to bet him to win into place. Now, he's 5-2 morning line. And I'm going to box him. Now, I'm going to go 5-3-7. Now, I'm going to bet the 5 to win into place. But I also like the 3. And the reason, like, Santos is on him. He doesn't have he's not, I don't think he's in the top. Yeah, he's Adamar Santos. He's 23 ranked right now. He's 34% in the money. He's 7-2 morning line. And I like him more than Camacho here, Sammy, right? But I like Quinones here. Look at this horse. In 20 starts, he's been 30% in the money. 5-1 morning line. And this is horse racing. Sometimes you just got to go out on a limb and take a little bit of a long shot here. And the reason why I'm taking the 7 here, because of the purse, is a little bigger than the other ones. But I'm going to go with the 5, and I'm going to box them. I'm going to go 5-3-7 box. So this way, if any of those horses come in like 1-2, like say if it's 5-3, 7-5, 3-7, no matter what order they come in, 1 or 2, you win your money. And it'd be good if the 7 horse comes in at 5-1, and if he comes in with the 3 or the 5-2, it's not great odds, but you know what? It's going to pay, and hopefully it's going to be a winner for you. So I'm going to go with the 5 horse, Astute Warrior. Gallardo's on the mount, and hopefully that works out for you. And again, guys, don't forget, I got my top racing picks in the premium section at atsstats.com. Hopefully that works out for you. And good luck with your selections today. And hopefully I was able to help you out with the way you do your wagers. Again, check the purses, check the drivers, check the trainers. A lot of these trainers, like the top trainer at Tampa Bay Downs, I believe it's Bennett. And whenever there's a horse with Bennett in it, I tend the trainer, especially with Pletcher at the Gulfstream Park. I like to go with his horses, Todd Pletcher, and so that's another angle you want to look at, right? So there you have it, guys. That's my free play today from Tampa Bay Downs. Again, we're gonna go with the 4th race. We're gonna go Astute Warrior to win in place, and we're gonna box them with the 3 and the 7. Hopefully that works out for you, and best of luck. Good luck.